Lordy, lordy, look who's 40.
This is Brady. One more time.
A look back on all things 90s and 2000s. The movies.
They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
The awkwardness.
Vanilla breaks it down and sings the dings. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding.
Ding.
Ding, 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 diggy,
No,
ding,
he
ding.
left out that
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding, ding, ding,
Yep.
diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. That little bitty change. It's not the same.
Here's your host, Brady Broski.
Not even close to being the same. That was so
completely
different. I was like, what was that other song? Doesn't sound anything like any song I've ever heard. Yeah.
It's kind of like the name of this podcast is just completely original and not based on anything in any way.
Yep. Nope. What's up, Britney Spears? Welcome. This is it. Brady, ... Brady one more time. I would be your host, Brady, radio dude, across the country, iHeartRadio app, and the Kickball King is here.
What's up?
A guy who, probably one of the few, if not, I would say I can count them all on one hand, people who I know that genuinely enjoy going on long family vacations.
I am lucky that my family enjoys each other's company. My sister
rare.
and brother-in-law, niece and nephew, and my parents. Yeah, we do it twice a year. So
Where'd you go?
Costa Rica.
And?
It was amazing.
First
Have you
time
been?
there?
First time there. Have you been?
Oh, have I been there? I don't leave Chicago.
Well,
No.
You and the wife should check out Costa Rica
Okay.
sometime.
So
Highly
when-
recommend.
so when you go-
Rainforest Beach, it's got it all.
Is it like Rainforest Cafe? Like the
Yeah,
old school-
exactly like Rainforest Cafe. The
Like there's little-
cheesecake is
is it-
amazing.
There's like animatronics. Like
Yes,
just one,
that's
like,
all of Costa Rica.
it's that's what it's based
Yeah.
on. Like the country is based on the restaurant.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
the other way around.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
It was a blast.
The videos
yeah.
you sent looked lovely.
That's great.
We're gonna jump into this week's topic, which is gonna be super fun and really, really obscure for people that did not grow up in the 90s. But I think you wanted to mention something about the last
it's
podcast.
funny because we talked about Flip Cup playlists. And then the night I got back from Costa Rica, unlike the rest of my family who had a disastrous travel day and canceled flights,
Aw.
I had a smooth trip. I got back so early that I had a friend's birthday party I thought I was going to miss, and I got back early, so I stopped by, and people played Flip Cup, and I'm sitting there, and there's music going, and I'm like, let's see here. And you'll never guess what song got the most reaction and the most loud singing along of every song that we both completely mentioned, or completely did not mention, overlooked.
Oh, what song?
Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone.
Really?
People were screaming it at the top of their lungs. I
We
was
both
like,
mentioned that?
no, we didn't mention it.
No,
I'm
because
saying-
that never played when I
it
was
never
playing.
would have crossed my mind, but people lost their shit
Yeah,
for Since You've Been Gone.
I get it.
I
feel-
can breathe for
See-
the first time.
My recollection of playing Flip Cup did not involve
Yeah,
Kelly
Kelly
Clarkson.
Clarkson.
It was the opposite of that.
Yeah.
If Kelly Clarkson came on when I was playing Flip Cup back in college, party's over.
We had some, there was some Usher, there was some Lil Jon, there were the songs that we talked about,
Yeah.
and none of them got the reaction that Kelly Clarkson got.
Okay. Was the did anybody decide to bring in the Folgers theme song? That
People lost it, yeah.
was
We
actually
listened to the Folgers song
I
on repeat.
was looking for your song that you sang.
Did it
in-
get replaced on the button bar
Yeah,
by
I can't
Folgers?
find it.
What a shame.
So Folgers has replaced your song. We'll have to bring it back for the next episode.
Both equally critically acclaimed.
Our list is pretty good, though. If you haven't heard that episode or watched that one, make sure you go back. It's the Ultimate Flip Cup playlist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a good one. But today, we're sticking with the music theme. We're going back to the 90s, early 2000s. There was a company called Columbia House. There
Yeah.
still is.
Yeah.
And BMG.
BMG. Yeah.
I only dabbled with the Columbia House, but they
Okay.
had a deal. And you found this deal a lot of times in TV guides
I
or
was
magazines
in the
or
newspaper. It was like an
newspapers.
insert in my parents' daily newspaper subscription.
Whoever thought of this, genius. It was 12 cassettes or CDs
Yep.
for 1 penny.
Yep.
Now, the premise of this is wild. First of all, we had to pay for actual music because you couldn't just download anything. So we had
Right.
physical copies.
Right.
And they would draw you in by saying, if you give us a penny and you would there would literally be a little placeholder for the penny, you would tape it on or whatever.
There was like an outline the size of a penny, and you had to tape the penny to the mailer and put a code. It was a catalog, so each CD or cassette had like a number, and you would write on the form. I think you would initially get 3 or 4 CDs for a penny. Then you would have to like buy one, and then you get another like 8 for free.
I got all my 12. No, I got all my 12 at once.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was, I would say, like that day, number 1, probably my wedding.
Number 2.
No, wait, hold on, let me read. That day, number 1, like Columbia House, Red Sox winning the World Series in 2004. Wedding 3, we'll do that. But those
glad it made the top 3.
I'm trying to think of the Mount Rushmore of my days. I'll think of the 4th.
Is the day your 12 Columbia House CDs arrived?
That's definitely on it. But they were not CDs for me.
They were tapes?
They were cassettes.
Wow.
They were cassettes for me. I had yet to graduate to CD then. The year was 1992. And the only reason I remember that is because that was when like really my passion for music started. And the cassettes that came in, I remember them vividly, and they all were big that year. So just to kind of go over it a little bit more in depth, where you filled out which CD, like you said, there was a code. So like Prince, I want Prince's album. It was like B14 or whatever. Right. And then this was key. This decided like what direction they were going to send you stuff in. What genre?
Chose a genre.
What genre was your favorite? And it was like, oh my God, what do I pick? It was like soft rock, country. They could probably call it country western. There's probably R&B,
rap.
Rap. It was called rap.
Right, it wasn't hip hop. It wasn't hip hop. It was rap.
What another genre? Like maybe
country.
Like country western, right?
Sure.
Classical. Like there, all the genres. I think I picked pop.
Yeah. Same.
Maybe there was a space to pick a second, like a secondary. And at the time, like where pop was that year, and just like, I don't know, maybe when I was listening, my musical taste, I picked soft rock.
Okay.
It's my second.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a big category for the club. So these were clubs. Once you signed up, paid your penny, got your chunk of CDs or cassettes, you were a member of the Columbia House CD Club or the BMG Club, and you would get a catalog once a month.
Right.
And well, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, this was the biggest scam of all time.
Yeah.
Because you got your first order of CDs or cassettes. You're happy. It literally only cost you a penny. I don't think a stamp was even needed. And you're like, wow, that was easy. Oh, but wait. There was some fine print in there.
Right.
You know what you had to do?
Right.
You sold your soul to the devil.
You had to buy like it was just 2 or 3 full price CDs.
Yeah.
They were discounted. And it's funny, this episode's almost like a sister episode to, if you go way back, wherever you're listening to this, go way back to like our first 10, 15 episodes. We did a deep dive on Napster.
Yes.
This is almost the sister episode to that, because back, Napster took off in part because the music industry got so greedy and charged so much. So a full price CD or cassette in those days was $20, which would be the equivalent of like $40 in today's money. Can you imagine spending $40 on an album these days?
Well, you do. If you were to buy like a vinyl copy of Taylor,
right,
it's almost that much.
Right. But you're buying that now for like that's like a nostalgia. That's like a very specific. Back then, we were buying CDs and cassettes to listen to music. Yeah. That was the only way to do it, unless you were going to try to record off the radio.
Yeah, we all know how that worked out.
And so they give you a
DJs
discount. Right.
No, the discount.
No, I remember I had cassette tapes recorded off the radio, and you'd hear that same DJ's intro over and over again every time you listen to it. But yeah, you'd get a $20 CD for $18. Still a ripoff, but you thought you were getting a deal because you were a member of this club.
Now, here's where it gets kind of ethically wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I was 12. How old were you?
Right. I have my first bout with, I guess, what you could call almost gambling addiction, except it's not really gambling. I had to have my parents bail me out of BMG. Because I did the whole, I sent the penny, had the 11, 12 CDs, and then these catalogs are coming every month, and I'm like, oh, I want the new Mariah Carey, I want the new Salt and Pepper, I want the new Snoop Dogg, I want the new Nirvana. And it got to the point where and you're putting it on credit basically, and you're getting invoiced for it later, because that's the other big difference between these clubs and going to Tower Records. When you had to go pay to check out, you didn't have to pay when you ordered. You got invoiced
for a credit card
later.
number?
Yeah. And so it got to the point where I got billed for like $200-300, which as a 12-year-old in the 90s is like $1 million of debt. And I got to the point where I could not pay it, and they were telling me, I had a due date,
final notice,
and I had to go to my parents, and they I got in big trouble. I think I got grounded or punished. They bailed me out, but not without a hard life lesson about putting things on credit.
I mean, I don't want to call it a scam, because it laid it out for you in fine print.
Right.
But we didn't care about that.
Right.
We were kids. How are we allowed to do this? Did they ask our age?
That's a great guide. I don't think you put your age on the form.
They didn't want you to.
Right.
Because if they knew that, then they would be like, oh, they preyed on music nerds that were obsessed like us. And then hopefully you'll rack up an $84 bill that mom and dad will have to bail you out.
Which, again, if you're under the age of like 25, 30 and you're looking like, man, Brady and Dan, what idiots. Like, we didn't have other ways to get this music in those days. You couldn't just go on and download it. You couldn't stream it. We didn't even have high-speed internet in those days. So this was the only way to get
YouTube.
it. I mean, there's no different than a 12-year-old kid today can go on the internet and buy probably the most equivalent thing I could think of in 2026 is like the free cell phone games, where then they throw you pay $3 to buy coins so that you can beat the level more quickly.
Okay.
And there's nothing stopping those kids from
double click and it goes on Apple Pay,
making those purchases.
Yeah, no. Mom did not know that I was doing this.
Yep.
I'm wondering like what she must have thought when this big box of cassette tapes came in. I don't know what she thought, but anyways, here I am opening them upstairs. And back in the day, one cassette would last you about an hour of listening.
Right.
But it was even more than that, because now you can take the insert and unfold the insert, and you
got
can read
lyrics,
you've got
photos. Sometimes, in the case of Snoop Dogg, for instance, some risque photos.
Yeah. All kinds of sexual positions in that photo.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I mean, I had a CD tower like for storage.
Yeah.
That had, I think, like 30 CDs to a side, and it had 4 sides, and it was completely full. There were, 120 CDs, largely bought from BMG and Columbia House Addiction. That anytime any artist had like more than one hit, it's like, well, if it's got multiple tracks on this CD I want, I got to buy it.
Right. So then there was ways for the consumer of Columbia House and BMG to scam the system. There was ways around it. You could, I don't know, just saying, create a fake name.
Right. Sign up again as someone else.
You could sign up or you could maybe, I don't know, you want to up your CD collection on your way into college, put a new address in.
Right.
I don't know. These things could happen. Not saying I did them.
Right.
But I could have.
Right.
But no, that was the best part. Is you would like go to college, or like maybe you had like an end of the summer party, and you were the cool kid that had all the CDs.
All the CDs, yeah.
So you would like figure out a way to get the Big 12 again.
Yeah.
So,
we'd play roller hockey at the park, and I'd show up with a stack of CDs and a boombox powered by like 8 AAA batteries.
Dan, how did you get all these CDs? Did you go to the record shop and buy them? Did you go to Sam Goody's?
So I got all the girls in 7th grade, and then it was a big dry spell after that.
Yeah, long dry
once
spell.
my BMG subscription dried up.
Yeah, you had to resort to writing your own music at that point.
Another interesting note about this too is all of these sales counted toward album sales for all of these artists. So those the number of artists and albums going platinum in those days was just, I mean, you just needed like a big hit or two and you were going platinum easily.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it was usually like a few months before a new album would show up on BMG and Columbia House, and once it was there, people were just gobbling it up.
Did they not even ask for your phone number? Because I don't think they called.
No,
I don't think they called for.
I don't think so.
It was all strictly directly through the mail.
Yeah.
And if you were home before your parents to get the mail, you could hide that.
Yep.
Man, we were so smart. Our strategies were so good.
The funny thing too is that sometimes the barcode was missing. Like if you compared it to what you saw in a store,
yeah,
the production value was a little bit cheaper.
Was it?
There were barcodes missing. There were,
Interesting.
sometimes you'd get the non-explicit lyrics version, which would be a big bummer.
Yeah, I just feel like it instilled fear in me when the money was due. It almost, I mean, I didn't know anything about credit or credit reports, but I felt like that's where I kind of got off on the wrong foot. Was back in 1992.
That was your first foray into
Like, is
not
the FBI
maintaining a
coming
good
to get me?
credit rating.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about it. So, I mentioned pop. I think it was pop. And,
Pop like adult contemporary
and soft rock were my two genres.
Yeah.
And I could tell you right off the bat some of the cassette tapes that came in that first run.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of mine
Color
too.
Me Bad.
Oh, great one. That had I Want to Sex You Up.
All for Love.
All for Love.
Thinking Back.
Oh, what a jam. What a album.
Vanessa Williams.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
That was when Save the Best for Last, all that. Mr. Big. Now some of these I got for the one song, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was where I really got addicted. Is when I started to buy the one-hit wonders.
Just for the one.
Yeah.
Just for the one song.
Yeah.
Prince and the New Power Generation, which, come on, Prince. Michael Bolton.
Oh, yeah.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
Oh, yeah.
Give me Michael Bolton. I'm trying to think. This is all off the top of my head.
I'll throw a couple more pop adult contemporary, soft rock on you.
Go for it.
Madonna, The Immaculate Collection.
That's
that
one
was
that you did?
Of mine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mariah Carey Music Box.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
And what was the Mariah Carey one that had the live...
MTV Unplugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I also had we're branching off from soft rock here, but I had the 2-CD Woodstock 94 concert set.
Damn.
That had like
everybody.
It had live versions of like every. I mean,
so good.
Remember Woodstock '94 was like we could do a whole episode on that.
We will.
Even though I was too young to be there, but
Woodstock '94 or Woodstock '99.
Oh, was it '99?
No, I'm saying which one.
Oh, they were both. It was '94.
Which do you wish that you were at more? 99.
I mean, does my age matter? I mean, '94, I was 12.
No, yeah, your age matters. Let's say you're like 20. No, we'll say 21.
But I'm this same age regardless.
You're 21,
of which one
either
I'm
94
going
or
to.
99.
I'd probably do 94.
Really?
Yeah.
99 looks so crazy though.
Yeah. The 94 looked crazy too. There were photos I can remember the double CD photos. There were photos of just like women in bikinis rolling around in the mud. And I'm like, I mean, I was way too young to understand or be a part of that. But I was like, wow. Being a grown-up looks really fun.
I watched the documentary on 99, which was a lot of travesty and bad things happened. But the artists there were everything. In 94, I'm trying to think. I think that was like Green Day, right? 94.
That was right when they were like on top of the world.
Aerosmith, Green Day, 9 Inch Nails, Metallica, Chili Peppers, Cypress Hill, Bob Dylan, the Cranberries. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
it's
very rock leaning.
That would make sense for 94.
So what else did you have? What other CDs did you?
Well, so for rock, I had Candlebox.
Yeah.
I had
Far Behind is so good.
Yeah.
I say maybe. So good.
Yep. Bush.
16 Stone.
Yeah.
Freaking
amazing album. Yep. Glycerin.
Come Down is my jam.
Yeah. I don't want God, that album was so good.
Okay.
7 Mary 3. That was one I kind of bought for one song.
Cumbersome. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Soundgarden.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Those were my. What did you have for rock alternative in those days?
I wasn't.
You were
I was
just
all pop.
full in
I was pop
on,
and soft rock.
Okay.
Yeah, because this addiction, as you like to call it, didn't really last long for me.
Unfortunately, it lasted too long.
It did not.
For me.
No, I ended up actually doing it the cheap way. So then I graduated. Once mom found out and was like, no more, you're good. We gotta pay them like $50 now. Blah blah blah. Then I became smart. So I thought, and got the huge cassette tape, blank tape.
Yeah.
Like box. So you get like 20 blank tapes.
Right.
For like
yeah.
$10.
Yeah, I had those. Yeah.
And then just recording stuff.
Off the radio.
All day.
I would record the countdown, the 9 at 9 or the 7 at 7.
It's the hot 9 at 9.
Yeah.
Yep. The 9 biggest songs.
Two more alternative rock to throw at you. Collective Soul, Hints, Allegations, Things Left Unsaid, and Live. Throwing Coppers, Selling the Drama, Lightning Crashes.
You were really in that alt era.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you should have been, because those artists were incredible. They're still played on like rock radio and alt radio now. Selling the Drama, Lightning Crashes.
Yep. There was one other big one on there. What was it?
Selling the Drama, Lightning Crashes. No, that was Candlebox. Selling the drama.
And then I got into I went down the hip hop part. You know, I did every genre of. I probably had a different membership. I alone love
Sorry.
you. Yeah. Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men, great. Cooley
TLC,
High Harmony.
We've talked about.
Yep.
Dre, Snoop, Tupac.
Yep.
I mean, no joke, I probably had more than 80 CDs that I got from BMG and Columbia House.
What was the
and
difference?
And the sad thing is, even though you're getting 12 for free or 12 for 1 or whatever, I was still paying, I was still, after I got my 12, buying those discounted $18 ones.
What was the difference between BMG and Columbia House?
So they were competing record labels that were both running similar types of clubs.
Yeah.
I think one was what you described, 12, send a penny, get 12. One was like buy 3 or get 3 for free, buy 1, get 8 or something like that.
Okay.
They had a different mix. So I wanted to join both because there were some labels that only gave theirs to one club or the other, some labels that worked with both clubs. So if you really wanted to have access to as many artists as possible, you needed to be in both clubs.
Makes sense. Yeah, and I loved the brochure that came in too.
Yeah,
that book that it was.
Yeah,
you would sort through that because every month there would be new music in there.
It would tell you there was like they would highlight or have a separate section of what their new releases were that month, and I was so excited to see what are they going to offer that I don't have yet.
Yeah, I mean we're not the only two. People definitely use this. Some people like swore by it though too. Like they went through the process and continued on their membership for years because they didn't. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to go to the store.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, if you had impulse control, it didn't have to be a scam for you, right? Like it was a scam for me because it was targeted at people like me who just couldn't get enough, and every time I got my free CDs and I still wanted more, so I bought ones I couldn't afford. But if you did it smartly and you were a music fan and you just had to buy 1 or 2 over the next year or whatever, you could have gotten by with spending $50-$60 and getting 14, 15 CDs or tapes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. It was a great introduction to learning how not to spend your money.
Yep.
But it was also for me a coming of age discovery of I'm going to be a hustler in life. I'm gonna figure out how to screw the system up, and I did.
Yeah,
and it was a vicious circle. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that are listening, and in general, that still owe money.
Yeah,
to
BMG, Columbia House are still gonna come for you. Well, what killed them ultimately, was a couple things. One is when the big record stores, then they became competition for the big record stores. Big record stores started running some of their own in-person promotions, but then it all died the same way. We talked on the Napster episode about how the greed of record stores and record companies refusing to sell individual singles for lower prices, refusing to get on board with digital as internet started becoming more widespread. Yeah. This all contributed to the rise of Napster and LimeWire and Kazaa and all that stuff. Yep. And goodbye they went.
Yeah, they all came and went. But what a fun time to be alive, having that day that they came in the mail. There's nothing better because you couldn't listen long enough. I mean, it would take you hours and hours to get through all of those CDs and cassettes.
It's funny to think of. You hear people reminisce on like the days of paper newspapers being long gone, but you forget all the other things that came with the newspapers. The TV guide that told you what was on TV for the next week.
Love me a good
BMG and Columbia House
a good
catalogs.
TV guide.
The Parade magazine, all these different they would come. The newspaper was like a foot tall. And like
especially
2
on
inches.
Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday in particular. 2 inches of it was actual newspaper. The other 10 was all this other crap.
Here's me, 10-year-old me, sitting on the living room floor listening to Casey Kasem count down the biggest hits.
Yep.
Mom's in the dining room clipping away all the coupons from the newspaper.
Right.
And I'm like, are you done with the comics? Are you done with the sports section?
Yeah, I would grab the sports section and the music stuff.
Oh, yeah. Newspapers is an episode we need to get into as well. Love it, man. Okay, so there you have it. That's our episode on, I guess, the inventive way to steal little children's money, get their parents. It's basically like a guy with candy coming to my van, but with music. So
One that's actually more addictive, you could argue.
Yes. Let us know which member you are of, and if you still owe money to Columbia House.
We won't tell.
Follow on all the socials.
Brady one more time.
At Brady one more
everywhere.
time. Yeah, we don't have to say our own anymore.
Yeah.
I want to, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
It's just that.
You can find us from those.
Find us from that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you next time.
Later.